What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of Average Joe Chess, where we play a game every single day on the road to 2000, trying to get better each game. That we have been doing. I sat and thought about it for a while and went back and checked. We have not lost since game 39, so quite a run there. Obviously, not going to be sustainable forever, but quite the run. And gonna look to keep rolling today. Let's go ahead and jump right into one. Get the king's pawn opening, which means we get to play the Caro Kann. I am sipping on some pomegranate juice with beetroot powder inside of it. Not the greatest, but it's good. And I was just out at the pool, so gotta get hydrated. Opponent is playing at lightning speed, but I never feel pressured to match the pace that people play at. I just know the opening moves that I'm looking to achieve. Let's see, so he pushes that. This knight's no longer pinned, so I'm just... No, the rook covers, unfortunately. Would love to take that. I think I'll bring the rook over to the c file, line it up with the king, and if he does take here, then I can just take back with the rook. Now this drops. Bishop blocked the communication of the rook there. If I take the bishop, he's gonna take with the queen, I think. And he'd be looking at that. So what's my response if that happens? Queen up or pawn up? I don't think I've got anything better with my knight besides taking this bishop, but I also don't really care about the bishop. I could put my bishop right here, my dark squared bishop. That would probably happen next. If I hop and he takes, I would take back, and then I drop a pawn. So I could route the knight this way. I say let's go for it. Let's defend the knight instead of moving it. Yeah, I figured I'd play a quick game now. Gonna get back outside after this though too. I want to play some basketball. It's nice out. I don't know where you're from watching, but here we've had every weekend it seems like it's been so rainy. This is the first weekend where we've had some sun, so I was out there. Out in the pool, it was great, but definitely gonna get out, play some basketball, see if I can't get any more tan. So I'm expecting this, and like I said, if I hop there, ultimately I lose a pawn. If I hop here, my knight doesn't really have a future. Okay, so he really wants my knight out of here. If I take here, he has to take back with the queen. Do I have anything after that? If I take here and he takes with the queen, this is still the pawn pawn that's under attack. I could push. This would be hanging. I'll take now that he's made the move with his knight to try and attack mine. And then when queen takes, I'll push this pawn to protect it. See what opponent does. So I'm noticing that that's hanging right now. I'm noticing now that my knight can get onto e4. We've got some options. So what does this do? Nothing that stops me from taking on f2 first. And now, even if one of the knights, or even if one of the rooks threatens my bishop, I can bring this knight to e4, and I would be defending it. So not only am I advancing my pieces towards the enemy's king, I'm also defending pieces at the same time. Maybe bishop down there. Also have to remember this pawn is pinned, so these square, not both of these because this pawn exists, but this square is available to me. Who knows, maybe my knight ends up here somehow and makes it back over there. Just have to keep it in mind. I do have the d3 square available. I could also play queen to c7 and threaten checkmate, and at the same time that threatens mate, adding some pressure to the knight, but I'm no longer doing that. I'm going to take opponent's bishop. And then he's either going to take the bishop or the knight. If he takes the knight, bishop's going to come back to c5, I think. Actually, nothing stopping me from bishop to e3. Rook is pinned to the king. Pomegranate and beet juice is down the hatch. It's actually pretty good. I tried the I was out of the pomegranate juice and I wanted to keep taking the beetroot powder. We have to take now because the pin is no longer. Just gonna throw this move in. Opponent defends. We have a check all the way on h2. We should win a pawn after that. No, opponent could block with the knight, and that would save the pawn. If opponent blocks with the knight, I have another check here, but what does it really do? Okay, so opponent only moves the king. I'm gonna take here because now I'm threatening the rook. Threatening the rook on f1, threatening the pawn on g4. Opponent moves the rook. Now let's see, should I take the pawn or am I being greedy? So I'd love to be able to take this knight. The queen defends it. I'm almost curious if I don't take this pawn, if he would move the queen. But this knight is actually hanging if the queen moves. I'll take the pawn. I don't feel like it's greedy. I always have queen to f5. That would also control a lot of the knight's squares. Because, for example, he could play knight to e5 right now and hit my... Well, never mind, that wouldn't work because... I'll show you if he plays e5. I'll show you why it wouldn't work. Knight to e5 wouldn't work because queen f4 is check, and then I would be able to pick up check. Oh my goodness. Oh, I look like a know-it-all there, but it was not my intention. That was almost catastrophic. I'm liking queen here. Knight doesn't threaten anything. Had to check that first just to make sure. Oh, that would have been a bad blunder. I wonder if we would have still been in good shape. But wow, that would have been brutal. I've got other pieces to activate, but I'm almost wondering how is opponent gonna stop this pawn? So I'm gonna play it. Creates a passed pawn, but also gives my king some loft, just in case. Either his rook or his queen are tied down to c2 right now. They are needing to protect that pawn because my queen and rook are staring at it. I do still have a whole other rook that I need to get involved. So now if I push this pawn, it is protected, but I imagine that opponent is going to play knight to f3 next. If I push this pawn, the knight could land here, which I don't like. I got my cat trying to jump up here. Gonna bring my queen down. Threatening the knight, so opponent defends. If I put my rook here, that opens myself up to a fork. Now I can push here. No. Let's be smart. Let's put the rook here first. f6 becomes an option. Knight would have to retreat now because the rook covers the squares that it could land. If you see me, I'm looking to my right sometimes. I pull up my OBS to make sure that I'm recording. This time I don't have that light on. I know in the last couple of videos that I uploaded from here, those maybe were a bit bright. So I think we continue with the plan here, push the pawn, kick this knight out of our half of the board. It could come back to g6 now. But then I had a plan of getting my rook over there anyways, so that is fine. I think he's going to have to push the pawn to see... He can't. The pawn is pinned. He can't push the pawn forward, and he can't move his king because then he loses one of the defenders. Things should be getting pretty uncomfortable here for my opponent, I feel like. Queen covers. Take, take, take. If I play king here, knight could hop down here with check. Could play king here. I just don't know if that's a good move or not. If I go here and there's check, knight is not trapped, which is unfortunate. Oh, there is no check there. Never mind. My rook covers. Attacking the knight twice. Attacking c2 3 times. I could have probably taken on. No, I couldn't have. 1, 2, 3 defenders. There's the check, but my rook covers that. Down goes the knight. And then I will bring my rook back to c8, and I'll trade everything off right here. Our opponent has thrown in the towel here. We're just gonna push the pawn. King can't come up. Take the rook. I'm going to take here next. Rook back. Cut the king off completely. And we got another one. We are rolling. Game 51 in the books, on quite a streak right now. Yeah, don't really even know what else to say. I don't know what is going on. Let's see. No messages from opponent. He's just gonna stall here. That is fine. We'll do the analysis after he's done stalling. Pick up another win, and then let's see. Looking for obvious blunders. Did I do? They recommended a6 there. I feel like that's a bit passive though. So we took, which was good. All right, buddy. Here's my cat Puma. He wanted to say hello because he hopped up on the desk. You breathe into the mic. Get some little ASMR going here. You want to play some chess? You can have the black pieces. Okay, played the right move there by taking. It did want me to take the bishop. Played the right move. Okay, so it wanted knight here. What's the idea? Force pieces off the board. Oh, and that would be a fork. It doesn't even want me to, or we could throw in the check first and then take. That would have been a good line. And you're supposed to take the bishop. What do I do if he took that? Then we hop back. Interesting. Okay, it wanted me to throw in the check first. Puma, relax. Relax, buddy. Relax. Wanted me to throw in the check first. Just want to see if any of these were bad. King up was fine. And yeah, he gave the check, but the rook covers. And then he gave me his queen. And it was a punt from there. But if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, we are just continuing to try and roll, do what we can. Yeah, just hope you've been enjoying the ride. Obviously, it's not a sustainable run forever, but hey, we're going to keep going until the wheels fall off. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for game number 52.